cross-examination, where each side will take turns asking a single question to their opponent, and the opponent will have 4 minutes to answer that question. Each debater will have a chance to ask 4 different questions to the other person. If you guys want to take a moment, that's alright. If you guys want to jump right ahead, that's okay too. MigKillerTwo, you got the floor whenever you're ready. If you want to spend a moment, do so. If you want to go ahead, do so.
Well, I guess I will ask the first question about morality. Do you think morality is normative? Do you think that morality is a statement of things that we ought to do? And if you think that is so, then I just want to ask, why does it follow from a descriptive statement like killing people at random will cause the most suffering? How does it follow from that descriptive statement to the prescriptive statement, we ought not kill people at random?
I'm sorry, could you repeat the last, 15 words of that? Because I missed the last tail end of that.
How does it follow from killing people at random causes suffering? How does it follow that you ought not?
MigKillerTwo, actually, if you want to take MigKillerTwo, if you actually want to repeat the whole question, you're not really under a time limit at this point. So.
All right, I'll just repeat my whole question then. You were talking about morality. How morality are statements of what is best for society, or what causes the least suffering, what's the most beneficial. And you gave the example of a sociopath killing people at random, and because killing people at random causes the most suffering, we should not do that. But I want to ask, how does it follow from killing people causes suffering that we ought not kill people?
Okay, first I want to state on the record here again, maybe you missed the first time, I am vehemently against the idea that that morality is whatever causes the least amount of suffering. In fact, I would argue that suffering is necessary, and not in the way you talk about necessity versus contingency earlier. I would say that I'm just talking about necessary in that actually suffering is technically beneficial. Not in every case, but to lack that sort of suffering, to lack suffering entirely would be to lack the ability to learn, because I would argue that in our toughest moments is when we really do the most learning and growing. I don't really go with the whole problem of evil argument in general as far as here, but this isn't about the problem of evil, this is about morality. My point about the sociopath was just that this is someone that, because of his physical brain, and if there is a soul, this has nothing to do with that, because of his physical brain, he's unable to understand concepts of really morality. They have no ability to feel empathy for another. You see, two people who haven't seen each other for 20 years, who are desperately in love with each other, and then they get run over. This person feels nothing. I think that the existence of that, and the fact that we can tell that it's a physical thing, shows that there's no morality coming from a higher power. That everyone doesn't necessarily agree on what morality is. I'm not saying that we can't be wrong. I'm saying that through science we can find out what is necessarily best. And I would argue that most people, sociopaths or not, do want what is best. It's best for the individual and best for the society. It's neither one takes a higher level over the other. In true scientific study and objectively determining what the definition of good is, what we see through evolution, I would argue that morality technically does come from evolution. I know we're not here to debate evolution at all, and I don't think we'd have much to disagree with, really, but my point is that since that is technically the source of morality, an unconscious source, in my opinion, then we can study that source, which is the drive to benefit the species. If you argue that that means that eugenics is moral, I would argue instead that that's actually not really beneficial. For there's something good in everyone. That's a line from Romeo and Juliet and Shakespeare. The only thing of Shakespeare I really like, the idea that nothing is in this world is wholly good or wholly evil. I hope that answers your question.
Okay, honest discussion. If you want to pose a question to MigKillerTwo whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Wildcard. Yes, my question is relatively simple. Why did Jesus perform the miracles? And if you could possibly give me as many reasons as you believe there are in order of importance. If you need a minute, you're more than welcome to.
I'm afraid I did not understand your question. Are you asking me to tell you why Jesus performed miracles?
Yes. What was the purpose of Jesus performing those miracles from his / God's perspective? In your opinion, why was it something that he decided to do? So again, as many as you deem exist in order of importance. If there's only one, that's fine too. But
well, we could start out with the most important miracle, the resurrection. The resurrection happened so to defeat death, of course. It was to defeat death. Now, other miracles, I would say that a lot of the miracles had to do, and a lot of the parables had to do with Jesus' ministry as an apocalyptic prophet. These miracles were supposed to show that the new age has come. There's in Jewish eschatological thought, there's two ages. There's the current age and the age to come. And I would say that, generally speaking, the miracles which happened during Jesus' ministry were to show that the new age has come. And the same with the resurrection.
Are those all the reasons?
I would say those are all the reasons I can think off the top of my head. But it would seem that of the priorities for Jesus, creating an atonement and bringing in the kingdom of God, those are definitely the top of his priorities.
Very well.
Well, if no one minds, I'm going to ask my second question. You were in response to the Leibnizian argument from contingency, you were talking about this idea that we can create universes, and that something like this could be an explanation for our own universe. But I really want to ask how that is really a problem for the Leibnizian argument from contingency, because it doesn't the Leibnizian argument, as I presented it, doesn't necessarily limit itself to the universe. It's simply why is there something rather than nothing? And I'd really like to know how your examples can get us at all closer to answering this question of why there's something rather than nothing.
I think you misunderstood what I was going with the computer analogy. Not that there was necessarily something against the. I can't pronounce that argument, unfortunately. You'll have to, for me in person, you'll have to pronounce it out more plainly for me because it's not easy to say.